Hey guys, I wanted to show you a quick version of a homemade quail feeder that you can make. This is the one that we use at our ranch. There's different ways to do this, but you start with a small container barrel. You can use the plastic barrels, but the metal ones is what I recommend. And they can be very simple or they can be very elaborate, but start with a container can like this one. It has to have a weatherproof sealable top on it. This has a metal lid with a metal clamp to keep it shut. It is weather tight. What you're going to have to do then is get some aluminum bars to create some legs. You can use wood, but again they won't be as durable. This thing will last forever if you use metal and metal. But you're going to need legs, and you can see the distance that we've created here. This is big enough for both pheasant and quail and other small critters to get under here. You're going to drill a hole, actually cut a hole in the bottom of your container, as you can see under here, where you're going to mount as simple as a coffee can would work. You're going to have to drill these feeder holes into the coffee can or other feeder can that you're going to use, and you can attach that using a stovepipe flange or something similar, but stovepipe flange would work, or conduit flange would work under here, heating and air conditioning type. And you can simply leave it as simple as that. Keep the container filled, and it is a self-dispensing feeder, as the birds will feed out of these feeder holes. It'll gravity feed as it goes down. This one's a little more complicated in that it has a large plastic funnel, which is the same diameter as the feeder can or the container can, down in there where we've cut off the bottom of that funnel at the same diameter as the top of the feeder can. So feeding from the container can to the feeder can is this plastic funnel that we have down in there. I'll just tell you right now, in the future I won't use a plastic funnel. I would try to find a large metal funnel for that, or even, again, there's probably something that could be done. This is Jake, by the way. I don't know if you can see him, Jake, or Chocolate Lab. Anyway, you can use some stoving for a metal one. I wouldn't use a plastic one anymore, because if you ever burn your fields, or you burn your grass, or you burn your areas, you know, we try not to burn our quail covey areas, but occasionally, you know, a fire will go where you don't want it to sometimes when you're doing prairie fire, or game management fires, or simply wood management fires. But in this case, the can got hot enough that my plastic funnel melted. So no more plastic funnels, and that's also why I don't use plastic buckets or wooden sticks, or wooden legs, that is. But you can see the distance here that we've created. You know, you've got a can that's about 4, 5, 6 inches off the ground, which is going to be about right. You really want it about 4 inches. And then you want this can to be less than a foot, but more than 8 to 10 inches or so would be about right. This gives plenty of room for them to get under there, but then they can still reach this feeder can. So there you go. A homemade quail feeder. Works for pheasant and quail, and your game camera will show you actually there'll be a lot of other critters in there too. So go try to make you a quail feeder. See ya.